It's Cyrus. I graduated college about a year ago, and looking back, there are a handful of things I wish I'd done differently before I ever stepped foot on campus. So if I had one more summer before college, this is exactly what I'd do. Number one, spend more time with your people. I remember the summer right before college started, I hung around my parents and many of my friends, new and old, quite a lot. I worked at a warehouse at the time, and after work, my parents and I would always have dinner together and joke and talk about the day. Other times, I'd be picked up by my buddies, and we'd sometimes grab food, play games, or just hang out and talk about whatever. And those were some really good times. But looking back now, I wish I had leaned into it a bit more. Because once college starts, a lot of things change. Not necessarily in a bad way, but things change from high school pretty drastically. All your friends start moving in all different directions. Some people go to different universities, some stay home, some start working, some you'll keep talking to for years, and others you'll slowly lose touch with. In regard to your family, this might be the last time you're all together very often. That's just a part of life and this whole transition. So if I had one piece of advice before you leave, it's to enjoy these last few weeks with the people who have been a part of your life up until now. Go out for dinner, play one more game together, watch one more movie, and be with your parents. Tell them you love them. Because one day, those ordinary moments become memories. And I think you'll be really glad you made a few more of them before starting that next chapter of your life. Next up, I would explore my major before I even started. Freshman year of college is such a wild time, and it can be pretty stressful. Throughout my years of university, through both undergrad and graduate school, I saw so many people eventually figure out what jobs their majors actually led to. And some really didn't like that reality. So they switched majors, either early on in college or much later. Some even graduated and realized they didn't want to work in the field they had spent years preparing for. I don't want that to be you. I really don't. Because I've seen what that uncertainty looks like for some of my old classmates now that we're in our mid-20s. And it's not an easy place to be in. So before you start college, really spend some time looking into where your major can take you. What kinds of jobs does it lead to? What does a normal day actually look like? Can you picture yourself doing that kind of work? Now, it doesn't have to be your dream job. Work is still work at the end of the day. You don't have to absolutely love every second of it. But can you see yourself doing it for maybe years? Can you tolerate the difficult parts? And does it align with the kind of life you want to build? Those are difficult questions, but they're worth asking before you invest many years into your degree. So talk to people already working in the field. Talk to upperclassmen. Talk to your academic advisor. Use ChatGPT or other AI tools to ask questions and explore different career paths. The point is, ask questions. You can never ask too many questions about your future. Just don't fall into analysis paralysis. I'm sure you know that you'll continue learning about yourself throughout college, so you don't need to have your entire life figured out today. I'm still figuring mine out too, past college now. But just make sure your major opens the doors you want it to, and let the rest unfold from there. Next up, have a loose plan for the next few years. Now, this is a big one for me because I had no idea about a majority of the opportunities college provided. Greek life, different organizations, employment opportunities, events, all of these things just kind of came to me, but I never actively pursued them. And I kind of wish I did, because although that relative ignorance I started with helped me focus on my goals, I really could have enjoyed college more by knowing what I wanted outside of my major. I still had an amazing time, way more fun than I probably should have at times, but it wasn't really balanced, especially at the beginning of both undergrad and grad school, because I rushed through undergrad to get to grad school early. So there wasn't a lot of time to just explore. Looking back though, I strongly suggest you learn from me. Figure out what you want and educate yourself indiscriminately. Learn everything about your school. Then see what sticks. Don't force yourself to be someone you're not, and don't feel pressure to do something that goes against your values or something that will hurt you long term. But try things and have an open mind. And some goofy friends who will try things out first and then report it back to you whether it was worth it in the end. After that, I'd suggest you build one healthy habit to keep you grounded. The start of college was really stressful for me because I had never really left home before. And that combination of physical and mental stress made that transition quite challenging. I don't remember being homesick all that often, but I do remember having a tough time getting into the groove of things during those first couple of weeks. So what I'd suggest is find one healthy habit that grounds you something you can come back to every single day while you're in college. For me, that's journaling. I like to write down my thoughts. I just grab my tablet before bed, sit there writing for a few minutes, and reflect on my day. It's a calming exercise that helps me slow down and process everything that's happened recently. Looking back, I honestly wish I started doing that before college because it would have been so interesting to look back and read what was going through my mind during those first few weeks. It hasn't even been that long, but it's already nice having that little chronicle of my life to look back on and see how much I've grown. So whether that's journaling, meditating, going for a walk, doing a short workout, practicing yoga, reading a few pages in a book, find one habit that helps you slow down because college moves really fast. Having something that brings you back to the present and gives you a few moments of peace each day will help you way more than you probably realize. And finally, the last thing I'd do differently before starting college would be to learn 1 or 2 adult life skills. Now, this one is pretty simple. You'll be living on your own, so it's best you figure out how to do certain things on your own. So make sure you know how to do your laundry, and you can cook maybe 1 or 2 dishes. Laundry isn't an issue. It's super simple. But having the ability to show your friends you can cook something, even something small, or bake, is actually a really fun party trick early on. Freshman year, we would hang out and go to our dorm's communal kitchen and just cook some good eats every now and again. And those were some really fun times. Having 1 or 2 little life skills like that makes living on your own feel a lot less intimidating. And beyond that, it just gives you a little more confidence because college is already throwing a lot of new experiences at you. The fewer things you have to learn under pressure, the more you can enjoy everything else. So spend a little time this summer learning a few basic life skills, and I think your future self will be really thankful that you did. And those are the 5 things I would do differently before starting college. Ultimately, you don't have to have everything figured out before you step onto campus. I certainly didn't. But if you can go into college just a little more prepared than I was, I think you'll enjoy those first few months that much more. Thanks for watching. I'll leave a few helpful links in the description if you'd like to do a little more research or check out some of the back to school products I recommend. I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.